It's been a long time. It's been 7 months since I started full-time game development, and time has flown by. It has honestly felt like a week. Something crazy happens when you get into deep work, when you're making a game or a big project that you're just really focused on, and it feels like the entire world just kind of speeds up and you're in slow motion just cranking away at this project. And it feels like 2 weeks has passed, but it's been months. And 7 months later, here you are. So I just want to sit down and kind of summarize the past 7 months of full-time game development, what it's been like, and what it will be like in the future. So I've told this story a number of times on this channel already, but pretty much the reason I got into full-time game development is I was working in animation, lost my animation job, had a little bit of savings, and just decided to live off that and keep making this game that I was making in my free time. It was a scary choice to go full-time working on the game, especially because everyone tells you don't do that, and for good reason, especially right now in this current economy and what's going on with games currently. They're like, please don't make a game right now. And the first thing we did was we just took the game I had and we just redesigned it. We brought it from Unity to Godot. We started over and we started making something with an onion in more of an over the garden wall style, but still with a lot of the cool art and ideas that have been around in a lot of modern Metroidvanias. And our goal is just to make the best Metroidvania we can make. Now it's mainly just me and Eric working on the game. Eric being the coder, I being the artist, and just every day I wake up and I work on the game. I try not to think about the uncertainty of the job market, and I just try to focus on making this game. The past 7 months, they feel like they've gone so fast because my mind is just constantly here. So it's I wake up and I go right to work, and it's what am I doing that day? And I get really caught up in it, and then I look up at the clock and it's 8 p.m. and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta make dinner. We came up with a goal, and that goal was to just make a really good demo, a playable demo, or at least make enough of a game to where we can show off a vertical slice, to where we could prove to people, hey, we're competent developers and we're making a game that is worth your time. We want the game to be in a spot where we look at it and we're like, yes, that is a game I would download on LimeWire. We originally we were we could do this in 3 months. We could make a really good Metroidvania prototype in 3 months. And the 3 months have now turned into 7 months. Some of you more experienced developers are probably laughing, and you're like, yeah, of course it's 7 months later. What made you think you could pull off an amazing prototype in 3 months? So I feel like most of the development time has just been trying to find the game's voice, thinking ignorantly that I knew it from the get-go, and then discovering that I didn't, and then reworking the game over and over again until it got to a stage that I was happy with. It's like clay, where I'm just kind of molding the game into a final product, and you just keep passing over the clay until you're like, yeah, that's a pot. The game itself, I feel like, has come so far and just gone through so many different stages in the past 7 months, and I feel like I've grown as a developer quite a bit, to where every 2 months or so I look at the game and I'm like, I don't like this anymore, and I have to redo a lot of the art. And told myself I wouldn't be that guy, but here I am. I'm that guy. I keep remaking the art, and you get to a point where you look at your game and you're just like, is this even good anymore? It's the game I've always wanted to play and always wanted to make, but it's at the same time I'm like, am I horrible at this? I can't even tell. You look at, it's when you say a word over and over again, assumption, some chins, and you're like, what does that word even mean anymore? That's what it's like when you work on a project for so long. You're just I don't even know what this video game is anymore. Sometimes you gotta step away and do something else, or just play Dark Souls for 30 hours and then come back to it and be like, yes, I remember hitting things and running around the world is fun. Man, it's crazy. You look back on 7 months of development and you're like, what did we even do? The game has come, it's like gone in like all these phases, and it's like we're finally at the part that I always dreamed of being at, which is just like, now all we have to do is make content for the game. We just gotta like make it bigger. Like we have this nice foundation we made, and now we just gotta build a tower on that foundation. And I thought this was gonna be the funnest part, 'cause it's just making the game, but like actually it's like the most tedious part of making a game, because making content it's just a lot of like heads down, focusing on work. So yeah, it's a little more repetitive at this stage. Plus it's like, because we're making features and we're making levels, it's getting harder and harder to show the game, because it's like I have to like look at the content and be like, is this something I want to show off, or is this something I want to save for the trailer, or do I want to save this for release? Now that we're at the content stage of the game, making a devlog is just like, yeah, look at all these new levels that we made, but it's like, it's hard because it's your baby, and you want to have this like big reaction when you finally show the game off, so you don't just want to post every single thing you make. There's a struggle there when it comes to like properly marketing a game and also saving the content for release. You know, can I just say, like, as an artist working on a game, like, as someone who's on a small team of 2, I now have like so much respect for like basically every game, especially indie games. I mean, I always had respect for them, but like now thinking of like Stardew Valley, like just Eric Barone making all the art himself, creating this whole world, looking at how long of a journey that took him, and it's like I'm now at the beginning of that journey. We're at the start line still. Like the finish, I can't even see the finish line. I can't even imagine it. It's like that never-ending stairway scene in Silent Hill where you're just running down the stairs forever and you just don't know when it's going to end. That's like what game development's like. We are now in like the building a business and funding stage of game development. It is the part that keeps me up the most at night, because I swear it takes like half amount as much effort as building a game. Not only is the road ahead really long, but there's this looming threat. It can all be taken away if we don't nail it. It is the dawn of the third and final day, and the giant moon is coming crashing down, and it is time to do or die. We really want to make a game that's just like, not just a good Metroidvania, but like one that stands out and stands above. And in order to do that, we're really going to need to punch above our weight here. And if it's not really good and it doesn't meet or exceed expectations, then maybe we don't get funding and maybe we don't get to continue to make this game. The plan right now is to take the game we have, maybe add more to it, maybe keep polishing, but we're going to cut together a trailer and upload it to Kickstarter and just hope that people like it. Thank you guys for taking this journey with us. The Kickstarter link's in the description. Feel free to check it out, give it a follow, support us if you'd like, and thank you.